You can now use AI to edit your images in a nice chat interface right within OpenArt AI. It uses Gemini and ChatGPT 4.0 to create some images with some of the latest and most impressive image generators out there. Now, OpenArt are the sponsor of this video, so there's a link in the description if you want to check this out. Now, once you're logged in, you're going to notice that there is a chat to edit feature down here on the home page, or you can simply come over to the left here to create image. Down the left here, there is a chat section. If I click on that, and we now land on the chat interface. Notice at the top here it says GPT Medium. We can choose Gemini, GPT Medium, High, or Basic. We can start with Gemini just to get started. And I'm going to drag an image over to the right for the chatbot to edit. So now that my image is here, I can basically say, make the sports car purple, hit enter, and it will edit that image. But I can also continue to go further from there and add things such as pop a man in a business suit standing next to the car, and it will render a man in a business suit standing next to the car. So that is a pretty handy feature. Now there's obviously a lot more we can do with it, but I also want to sort of try this same example out using ChatGPT. I'm actually going to go for ChatGPT High because I want to see basically what this has to offer. So I've changed that over. I'm going to click back on the car and I'm going to say, can you make the car purple? And you can see it's done a pretty good job with that. If we compare it to the Gemini version, the car does change slightly, but it is more or less the same. I like the way it's changed the interior, but the Gemini image, if I go back to the original, the Gemini image is the exact same car, just altered, whereas the ChatGPT image is actually kind of re-rendered that image, which is why things are a little bit smoother in certain areas. But perhaps a more noticeable example is when I take this old man's face from Pexels.com, ask it to change the eye color, Gemini keeps the guy pretty much spot on, exactly the same. I use ChatGPT, and although he kind of looks the same, you can see how the face is actually different. However, the eye color I think looks a bit better, so you've got to sort of choose between the two and what effect you want on the image when you're editing it. But that's just a pretty basic experiment. Again, that we're in ChatGPT, I'm going to switch to Medium this time, and I'm going to create the man standing next to the car in ChatGPT to compare to the Gemini version. And again, we get a similar looking image, zoom in, and the details are pretty good. But pop it next to the Gemini image, and you can see it's a vastly superior image in regards to quality. But how did the different ChatGPT models compare if we go from basic to medium to high? Already at a distance, you can see how the details go from kind of bland to decent to really high across that spectrum without zooming in. But when we do zoom in, there is a big difference with basic, although medium and high, at least in the face, doesn't really seem to be too much different, although the eyes are actually better on medium. But if I go down to, say, the body of the car, you can notice how the details and the reflection, even the edge of the headlight, the mags, it all changes in detail from left to right. So there is a big difference in the processing power behind each one. Keeping in mind they're all the exact same resolution at 1536 by 1024 pixels, while the Gemini is 1024 by 681. So you get a higher resolution image with ChatGPT and a lower resolution image with Gemini, but I mean, when you look at the points you're paying, that makes a lot of sense. But there's a bit more than just simply uploading images to edit. If I go to new image down the bottom left here, I can choose history or character. So if I go to character, and I can choose one of my consistent characters. Choose my Shaolin Bob character. I can add him in and then get ChatGPT to create an image. So I can say something like, put Shaolin Bob in a boxing stance fighting in the ring, and it's generated a new image of Bob in a boxing stance. But we can also try a few other things, maybe something like, can we expand the size of the image to make an aspect ratio of 1:1? And it's re-rendered that image in a 1:1 style. It hasn't actually expanded the sides. It's a very, very close image, but you know some of the details like the eyebrows, the eyes, the ring, ropes in the background, they've all changed a little bit. But bring that same image back into Gemini and it's actually cropped the original image. You can change the aspect ratio, but it does tend to sort of crop or re-render if you're using ChatGPT. But while we're here, if I go to ChatGPT Medium again, click on my character, I'm going to throw a few questions at the chatbot just to see how well it gets the consistency of my character. I have, can you create an image of Shaolin Bob in an aspect ratio of 1:1? I want a close up of him smiling. With GPT Medium, I hit enter, and it's done exactly that with the image. Maybe I try a few other different emotions. But also, one thing I want to make sure I'm doing is, because I want my character to be consistent as possible, I'm going to keep selecting my original character image and make some more requests like have Shaolin Bob riding a bicycle, which I think turned out pretty well, and it's even maintained that facial expression. So I decided to move on with something different. I said make an image of Shaolin Bob holding a red lightsaber with a mean expression on his face. And I pretty much got exactly what I asked for. And then I tried show Shaolin Bob eating a massive pizza, wearing a party hat, surrounded by friends. And the friends all look very similar. However, he still has that mean expression on his face because of the source image. Now, sometimes you're getting an image where you think there's something you might want to change. So again, I have this image selected. I'm going to simply say, make Shaolin Bob look happy when he eats his pizza. And now he's looking a little bit happier. So the character consistency is pretty decent. The quality of the images is pretty good. And again, I don't have to settle for this. I can still go back into new image, and instead of character, I can go into my image history, pick an image I've generated, like my White Witch character here, hit confirm, and I can start again from there. So it's easy to drag and drop any image you want to upload, easy to choose any character you've trained, or simply pick any image you've generated right within the interface here, and it's very, very straightforward to do. But keep in mind, at any point, if you want to, you can come up the top here and clear the chat. So if I clear this chat, and then we come back to the start here. And this is where you can start to work in iterations. I have my White Witch character here selected on the right. I can say something like, give her a smile. And from there, as it generates those images, I can simply just keep chatting to the bot to make changes as each image comes through. And you see here, I'll change the background, I'll change bits and pieces of the character. And just by simply chatting, it pretty much jumps from image to image, and I can use iterations to slowly transform what it is that I'm creating. There is one issue with the whole idea of working in iterations is as we've gone through the spectrum of images, our character has started off looking like this and has slowly changed because every time we've referenced a new image, it's changed some of the facial features, and therefore it tends to sort of get further and further away. So by sticking with, say, this final image here, I have it selected, but I can also come down to the little plus symbol here, choose my history, grab the White Witch again, and then I can say, change the witch in the last image to match the one I've attached to this message. Now I've actually spelt witch wrong here, but it still managed to pick up on what I was saying because it's included 2 images in this prompt now. And you can see over here, she's got white hair and looks a little bit more like the original witch. So that means you can actually take one of your images on the right here and add images to the message and give the chatbot more information to combine from there. That means I can use an image like these pink sunglasses and just drag them into the chat here. It will appear on the left and I can say, put these pink sunglasses on the woman's face. And it's done its best to replicate those sunglasses that I've uploaded and put them on the woman's face. So by adding an image on the right and images in your actual message, that's a really powerful tool for getting a little bit more control over your output. Moving on, I'm going to upload this photo of me, and we're going to create a few different stylized character variations. So you've probably seen a lot of these different variations on the internet the last few weeks on social media. So you can actually do this with ChatGPT right here in OpenArt. So I have me here. And with this image selected, you'll notice there is a section here for characters. And if you don't see it because you've been chatting, just hit this Character Lab button. But I have my image selected and I can click on Ghibli here. So hit apply and you can see how it's turned me into a Studio Ghibli character. But there's more than just these 8 styles here. If you click on this button here, you can basically just select a different style character from any one of these. So if I try a few of these out, they have nice, easy visual references, and the results are pretty consistent. This one is definitely a massive improvement of my original photo, but you notice how it really copies my clothing, style, the background, all really well. But different styles also change the aspect ratio. We've gone from wide to square, and if you choose this action figure box, it's much thinner. So it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's kind of just cool to see how you turn out while trying these different styles. What's really cool is that if you go through the chat history here, you can see what the actual prompts were, and the only long one being the toy box. But you see how it says turn this into a Minecraft character. So if I click on this here, I can try something a little bit more unique, such as turn this into, and then whatever you want to see. So I've got turn this into a Jedi Knight from Star Wars. I submit, and it's reimagined me as a Jedi Knight. But if I come up top here, because we've been using ChatGPT, and this has been sort of like some of the most popular sort of styled images that have been floating around on, say, Facebook, that kind of thing. What if we switch back to Gemini? And if I click on my original image and go Character Lab, even though we're on Gemini, does it still do as good a job? I'm going to actually try Ghibli, and the result is much the same. And that's because I've discovered it actually still uses ChatGPT when using Character Lab, not Gemini. And one of the really cool things about having this in OpenArt as opposed to just simply signing up for ChatGPT is if I can click on any of these images and upscale them, I can go in to the ultimate upscaler. I'm going to set up a precise upscale using Ultra, hit create. I've increased the resolution from 1536 by 1024 pixels all the way up to 4096 by 2736 pixels, all within the same platform, and been able to bump up that quality. I can also do image to video straight from here. So if I decided that one of these images was good for a video, say this Lego version of me, I could go image to video. I'm going to choose Kling 1.6 and simply add in a Lego figure stands up and walks off. I can now use my pro quality mode and create a video from the image I made in chat and very easily and effectively turn it into a video using AI. And I don't have to just stop with that one. I can come back, choose any of the images I've created, and it's quite simple to do this all from the one place, embedded right within OpenArt AI. And of course, if you clear your chat or remove anything from down here, you still come over to your editing history. You see up the top here, we're on the Create tab with editing history. All of the chat edits are here for you to basically go through. So it's very easy to say, click on one again, such as the Jedi. I can take it in and remove the background. I can change the face. I can do any of the normal sort of like editing features like in paint, remove items. I can edit these images in any way I usually edit them right within OpenArt AI, including the full canvas editor. Before I go any further, I just want to mention that if you're enjoying using OpenArt, you can actually make some money by promoting it on social media to other people you know in the industry and sign up for their affiliate program. I'm going to pop a link in the description below, but essentially if you sign up and promote OpenArt, for every sign up you refer, you get a commission of that purchase. But also there is the Creative Partners program. Because if you're someone who uses this platform a lot and creates a lot of images and shares them online, this is a really good program to check out because it allows you to get access to certain tools, you get free credits, even access to their affiliate program. So you can not only get access to things for free on OpenArt, but also potentially make a bit of money by recommending it to your friends or anyone else who follows you on social media. And OpenArt are also working on a creator fund, which is coming soon, something to help you pitch some content ideas and get some support while helping to grow this powerful platform. I'll pop a link in the description below so you can check that out for yourself. Now this is a pretty nifty power up as the editing capabilities of ChatGPT and Gemini are really high end. So this is a great addition to anyone wanting to perfect AI art while using OpenArt AI. So check out OpenArt if you haven't already. There's a link in the description. Otherwise, that is the video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.